Right now, there is a lack of resources for children who suffer from mental health issues in Hampton Roads, but CHKD is taking action.
Reporter Margaret Cavanaugh explains why some think a new hospital couldn't come at a better time.
A significant milestone today. The highest beam for a $224 million new mental health hospital was lifted up at Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters.
Well, the idea was germinated, if you will, from the community saying, this is what we need. You provide all the medical surgical services for our kids, but we really need help on the mental health.
The building is 14 stories high. It's going to have 60 beds and outpatient services as well.
We want to have services that prevent them from coming into the hospital, and if they have to be hospitalized, help them ease back into their family and community. That's a key part of what we want to provide, and that's largely something that'll be unique in Virginia.
Hospital officials say this comes at a time when so many children and families are feeling the mental anguish associated with COVID-19.
That strain has caused many families to start to lose a little of the glue that holds the seams together, and they need some help. And that's what we want to be here for.
Experts say we don't know exactly what the long-term mental health impacts of COVID will be on kids.
I anticipate in the years to come there's going to be an even increased demand for child mental health services because of what we're dealing with COVID.
They say they'll be able to treat common issues like depression and anxiety along with other mental health problems.
We're going to be able to take care of the children that have complex medical needs and complex psychiatric needs. That is a very unusual thing, not only in our state to be able to provide that level of care, but indeed throughout the country.
They hope to have the facility up and running in the next 2 years.
I think that the hospital itself and this ceremony symbolizes hope for children and families.
Hope as we try to get through the pandemic, one day at a time. In Norfolk, I'm Margaret Cavanaugh, News 3.
And now let's return to our political breaking news. The big major political news of the afternoon. Presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden has selected Senator Kamala Harris as his vice presidential choice.
With us now is News 3 political expert Dr. Eric Clavel from Hampton University. Thank you so much for being with us. First question for you, a basic one here. What does Kamala Harris bring for Joe Biden in this campaign?
Well, first of all, Kamala Harris is the senator. She's a definitely historic pick. She's only the fourth woman to be on a major presidential ticket. In addition to that, she is also only the second black person to be on the ticket, of course, outside of the first black president, Barack Obama. So she brings that uniqueness. She also brings her political toughness and also her political history of being the first, one of the DAs of San Francisco, district attorney, also the attorney general for California, and being elected senator from the state of California, which has the most diverse gender and also ethnicities in the entire United States. So she brings a lot of that. And finally, the experience of running for president. As you know, she did very well in the first few caucuses and primaries before dropping out of the race. So she brings all of that history with her, and it's going to be something to help galvanize the voter base for the Democratic Party.
And Dr. Clavel, as you know, this is a really unusual presidential year with people unable to campaign the way they do normally. What Biden has been doing recently is spending money in Texas. Now, if you were on his campaign, how would you navigate these waters right now that he has selected a VP as they move forward less than 90 days before the actual election?
Well, that's a very good question, Barbara. At this point, Senator Harris, now the vice presidential pick, is very good at going on social media. She's very good at going on talk shows. So I would actually immediately start sending the vice presidential nominee out after, of course, the convention, going into very key areas of the country around certain issues. Speaking on issues such as policing, issues of Black Lives Matter, issues of women issues, and issues of the economy as well. Areas where she has expertise as being an attorney general, district attorney, and also her time in the U.S. Senate. And I would start that immediately in order to continue to galvanize the voters, learning how to vote, where to vote in your jurisdiction, so that you can avoid any type of voting fraud that may try to beset any voters out there.
And Dr. Clavel, on the opposite side of things, right after Joe Biden made